Ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube, folks. Today we are talking Nervos Networks, CKB. Now, I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are at in the world. Before we dig into this, and we're going to really sink our teeth into this TA today, check me out on Twitter at Real6Fig. This is where I'm dropping news updates, I'm dropping charts, upcoming videos, things I'm into. So feel free to hit me up, and this is probably the most place I will be active. So with that said, looking at CKB on the 12-hour chart, just looking through some of the comments and stuff like that, I've noticed that there is some people that are mad that we are under 3 cents right now. And I get it. I really do. I am mad with you. But we must understand that every time CKB giveth, we're going to see some taketh happen in price action. So we know for a fact that price action is going to consolidate after these huge run-ups. So we've been saying this for the last couple days. We're probably going to see a pennant style formation happen. On the 12-hour chart, folks, we have this 200 moving average really climbing very nicely, and we have the 50 moving average just going bonkers. So I do think what we will see is possibly a move of the 50 like this. We're going to see price action maybe squeeze right down to it again, right around this 0.025, 0.026 level, and we're going to see another bull flag pull produced. And for those people that are just kind of joining this channel within the last couple of weeks, the last month, you guys have really missed out on what we've been talking about previously, and I'm just going to briefly touch on this. So with that said, there are a lot of similarities right now from about here to somewhere right in here, as there are to here to right about in here. So we can see that there are so many similarities. For example, we can see a nice corrective wave that happened here, and we can argue that there was a corrective wave that happened there or right here. In addition to that, we can see this little hump that happened. We can see another little hump that happened. And now we can see this calculated stairway to heaven climb. And if we look at these clouds, they look like stairways. And what is this? What's happening now? We are seeing very similar price structure happen, and we are seeing this stairway. This is history repeating itself, in my opinion. But one thing I wanted to draw further alert to was that on a 12-hour chart, we can study this RSI going all the way back to July 19th when we had this huge crash. And we have to just take a second and recognize that, hey, we might actually be having something huge happen with the RSI right now. We can kind of see, bear with me one second, I'm just going to open this up here a little bit. We can actually see the lows on RSI are starting to get higher. So I do think that we are going to see a big push of energy happen, and it's going to be great. So we can really see that even the RSI is looking almost identical to previous run-up history. So just hang in there, folks. I do think that history is kind of repeating itself, and I do think that we are still sitting good. We do have the inverse head and shoulders that is now doing us wonders. We do have the cup and handle, if you want to argue that is doing us wonders. I'm not really going to go into too depth of of a time frame here. We're not going to look at the 5 or 10 minute chart here because it's not necessary in my opinion. But I do think that prepare for price action to possibly bounce anywhere between this 0.025 maybe to 0.030, and until we get to around November 17th, November 18th, November 19th, November 20th, I do think those dates might produce the next leg up. So with all of that said, folks, we just need to understand that we need to be patient, in that we really need to be, careful of the next moves that we make. Because if you're selling and this thing rips up, man, there's just too many bullish factors here to consider that outweigh the bearish ones. Now, I do think that we should probably take a look at Bitcoin right now because Bitcoin's making some new all-time highs. So let's look at this. And we can see Bitcoin here. And let's just draw up some lines here and see if we can come up with anything. So bear with me 1 second. And we definitely have this nice channel that is forming, and we might see this $70,000 Bitcoin here a lot sooner than we think. My guess. It's interesting. This 127% level is right at 69,600. 161.8 is at 72,000. The 127 is a common reversal point for traders to switch positions on a grander level. It's going to just serve as more of a resistance point. But I do think a $72,000 Bitcoin here is possible, and possible by November 11th, somewhere in there. I'm not saying it's going to hit on November 11th, but I'm just saying it's possible by November 11th. But, Bitcoin, it's looking good. We're bouncing off this 50 moving average on the 12-hour chart. We're staying above the cloud. We might see some sort of retracement soon. This thing might consolidate back down towards the cloud before it takes another step up. We'll just have to keep an eye on Bitcoin. I want to see what this looks like on the daily chart. Yeah, so on the daily chart, you can kind of see how Bitcoin price action is kind of trading away from the cloud right now. And when we see, price action move away from the cloud, we can expect that it's going to come in a little bit closer to the cloud. So, with that said, as long as we can stay on top of the cloud on the daily chart, I do think the market is looking good. So with that said, I think I'm going to wrap up today's video. I just want to thank all the Patreons for supporting the channel. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon, it's $3 a month. You can get your name, YouTube channel name, or business name up on this banner.